Secondly, I was just like I'm still working on my portfolio, so just wanted to ask that
I
if
owe
you,
you a portfolio review, don't I?
yeah,
Yeah.
like I've completely changed now from Notion to Framer, and
Oh, good.
it's like I'm still working on it. The layout is ready, and I'm only working on the designs and shifting of content and designs from Notion to portfolio.
Cool.
Uh, so just wanted to know that like if a recruiter or anyone's watching my Framer portfolio, so basic thing, what is he looking at? Like, because
Hmm.
when I was applying for part times, different kinds, whenever I was getting a rejection, I was asking for a feedback. So I was getting different kind of feedback. One was like, you need to have a storyline in your portfolio. One
Hmm.
was like, designs are too old. One was like, mockups are too old. So there were many feedback. So I just wanted to know that if you see, like, when you are saying a frame of portfolio, what you're looking at, basic.
Well, I'm not looking for if it was made in Framer. I don't, I mean, I care what it was made with, but I don't care if it was made with Framer or Squarespace or Wix. All of it kind of does the same thing.
Mhm.
So some of the things that I tend to, this is a broad question. um, I am looking for, I have a whole spreadsheet. So let me just pull that up really
Oh,
quick.
you have a spreadsheet for that.
I have a spreadsheet for everything. Come on, dude.
Everything,
You
yeah.
you know me by this point.
Yeah.
Um,
Spreadsheet and Notion, they are your best friends.
yes. Yes, spreadsheets and Notion. That is basically the linchpin of this entire class. um, Give me one sec. Let me pull it up. Because it's not like any one thing that you're
Hmm.
looking for. You're looking for so much. So much. Uh, oh, of course, it's in this one. Did I ever give you um sorry, I can't type and talk at the same time. There it is. Did I ever give you my portfolio guidance?
No,
Like
you
behind.
have mentioned it, but
Okay.
we didn't talk about it.
I'll send that to you because I think that that'll be, and if not, I don't want you to like redo everything that you're doing. So like it's gonna walk you through from like you didn't do anything yet. Um, but there might be some helpful bits in there that you will find useful. Um, so this is just my database that I've put together. It's got 227 portfolios in here, and I haven't graded half of them. That said, though,
It's like you're grading for something, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
this is how I will end up grading module 6 for this class.
Oh,
Um, but I actually developed this when I graduated from GIT. I had made a wild post on LinkedIn and I was like, submit your portfolio to me and I'll give you feedback and I'll record a video and I'll send it. It shows you
oh,
how far I got. Um, I think I
no.
got through 50 before I was like, fuck it. Um, but I mean, 50 out of 227, I don't know,
Lots.
that's like a little over a quarter. I'll take
Oh.
that. um,
You're still doing it, or is it like you have stopped?
Hell no. I've got way too much on my plate. I'm not doing it. I do it for my students because they deserve my time.
Hmm.
That said, the first thing that I always look for is an on-site resume. Whether
Okay.
you have sent me your resume or not, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to check your on-site resume and I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that what you submitted to me in your job application isn't the same as what you submitted
Okay.
because I
Mm-hmm.
want to know that you customized that resume for me and me
Okay.
only, right?
Yeah.
So this is like a generic resume that you can put on there, and I'm looking for that. I also look for an about page.
Okay.
And when I say an about page, I'm not talking about, hi, my name is Rishi, and I'm like to empathize with users and develop really good user experiences, right?
Mm-hmm.
No shit that's in the job title, right? Like, I want to know more about you. I want to know the thing that makes you you. I want to know, like, what do you do on the weekends? Are you into photography? Do you like national parks? Do you have a dog? Like, what is it that
Yeah.
makes you you? Those are all the things that make me me, right?
Mm. Understood.
So I want to see some of that on your about page. I want to be able to see your LinkedIn. I
LinkedIn.
think that's super, super
Yes.
important.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take that one step further for you. This is not advice that I give to everyone, but
Mm-hmm.
I want to see that you're active on LinkedIn.
On LinkedIn.
I want to see that you are bold enough and you are confident enough within your industry and within your sector that you're willing to go out and conversate about it publicly.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
The active part, does it
yeah,
like in the active also there are many categories like
sure.
number of followers, number of connections, last post, and what type of post or any what type of experience or any recommendations. There are many categories. So specifically, anything you look at it, or is it like normal?
Everyone's going to look for something a little different. Personally, what I look for is, I mean, yes, all of those things.
All of
I
those.
don't care so much about the followers, but
Mm-hmm.
what I care about is like, are you posting something that's relevant to the industry?
Mm-hmm.
In other words, are you engaged in the industry in some sort of way? It takes time to gain what I classify as impact,
Mm-hmm.
and that is not easy to gain. Take it from me. um, so I'm mostly looking for that. But if you
Mm-hmm.
happen to have recommendations on your LinkedIn,
Mm-hmm.
you bet I'm gonna go and I'm gonna dig those up and I'm gonna look at them and I'm gonna read them. Um, I think if someone is bold enough to write a LinkedIn recommendation for you, um, that's pretty good. It's one thing to write a shitty letter of recommendation. It's another thing to like put something publicly that's attached to
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
portfolio that you
Mm-hmm.
can't rescind at a later date,
Yeah.
right?
It
Uh,
reflects on them as well when they are giving a recommendation. It reflects on them.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
Though that's most of what I'm looking for on LinkedIn. I'm also going to look to make sure that like your experience that you're mentioning in your resume
is
ties
matching.
pretty
Yeah.
closely with what you're putting on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
And that your experience level is sort of matching what I'm looking for. That's most of it. Um, Beyond that, I think this one's a little bit subjective, but I do want to see some way to contact you, right?
Okay. Hmm.
Whether that's an email, whether that's a phone number. I personally don't care for the forms because no one's going to fill it out. Although if you have that, that's fine too.
True.
I'm looking primarily for, do you have an email address or a phone
Email.
number somewhere on that page? I'll come back to the first impressions. That one's pretty obvious, but we'll get there. This is a report that I run. It's a plugin. So,
Mm-hmm.
for example, we can just run it on mine. It's called Lighthouse, and it's just a Chrome plugin. It's free. Uh, you can generate that report, and it gives you several accessibility measures, as well as speed, site speed. What else does it give you? It gives you SEO and
Okay.
gives you best practices. So it's going to look through the code, frankly, and it's going to first give you a diagnosis on your page speed,
Nice.
and that's the performance. As you can tell, I'm not I'm not even in like a good spot here. And there's a reason for this. As designers, we tend to have large images on our website.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes video, things like that. And there's not a whole lot you can do to control this other than like make sure that your images are optimized and at a reasonable size. Um, that's about it. That's what you can do. Squarespace has just recently transferred to using WebP images, which are more condensed than even a JPEG, uh,
Mm-hmm.
but it still retains like color and high quality images.
Hmm.
Um, so that's nice about Squarespace. I don't know what Framer uses. Accessibility, clearly, I have some work to go do. I don't know why that's not showing up, but it'll actually. Oh, it's this button. This button color is always a problem. Make sure that you want this to be at 100%, especially in today's day. Uh,
Hmm. Okay.
and especially for the field that you're going for. The UX field cares about this a lot.
Okay.
This is lawsuits, so I actually need to go and do some fixes here. Um, just look through each of these, make sure that you've got alt text on your images. Clearly, I have some work to do. Sometimes we work quickly.
Yeah.
um, Make sure that your text
Yeah.
is of good size and that you're using appropriate descending orders, things like that. Um, Went over accessibility already. Best practices. These ones you often can't control, especially if you're using something like Squarespace or Wix or Framer or something like that. They're
Hmm.
going to control the site in the way that they see fit, but you do want to make sure that you're in like the 90s.
90s. Yeah.
And then SEO. This one's kind of a big one. There are entire classes for SEO that are all wrong. Basically, just make sure that your site has alt text. If you are designing your site to be accessible, you are
Hmm.
also designing your site to be optimized for search engines.
Hmm.
Pretty simple.
Good.
So that's that. And those are the measures that go into place. Hold on, lost my spot. Those are the measures that go into place for here. So as you can see, I rate performance at 1% of the overall grade, but I rate accessibility as 9% of the overall grade. So that's a big ding if you get that wrong. Best practices are 5, and Lighthouse or SEO is 5.
Hmm.
The rest of these are all 5, so deal with it. um, the next couple of categories that I look for are relevant to the work and the portfolio overall. Project diversity. I want to see that you can do more than one thing, right? I think it's really easy um, as a student to be like, I'm going to school for UX design and all I want to do is UX.
Yeah.
But if I'm looking to hire someone, I'm going to look for, let's say I have 100 people in my application pool. It's more likely that I'm going to have 99 people who can do UX and one
Hmm.
person who can do UX and a little graphic design, right?
Nice. Yeah.
Who am I going to hire, right?
Yeah.
If I can get someone that can do a little bit of two things, I'm going to pick them over anyone that can only do one thing.
One thing. Yeah. Agree.
And not even just that. I think even within the UX sphere, if all you're showing is a bunch of apps, that's not helping you. Show a little app, show a little website, show some mobile designs, so show some desktop, all of it, right?
All. Yeah.
There's also another component to project diversity, though, and that is diversity of sector. And what
Okay.
I mean by that is, and I actually have a resource. If you go to my website and you go to uh, about, I actually have a bunch of different sectors listed here. There you go, cheat sheet. Um, I want to see
Nice.
that you can design for more than one thing, right?
Hmm.
Um, After I left PetSmart, I had a little bit of an identity crisis because all I had in my portfolio was pet stuff.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Pet stuff and Yamaha stuff. That was it. And like no one wanted to hire me because like they didn't do pet stuff. I also couldn't apply for anyone else that operated any capacity within the pet space. That was part of my contract. For the next 10 years,
Oh,
I cannot work with anyone, any brand that does anything with pets.
pets. Yeah.
That's part of my NDA.
Hmm.
So
Totally.
while I had a bunch of pet stuff in my portfolio, that wasn't helping me because that's all I could do.
Hmm.
Right.
True.
So I had to diversify my portfolio and show, no, 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 I can do more than just pets. Right.
Understood.
So show your different sectors that you can do.
Hmm.
Project quality, I think you know what this means. This isn't that
Yeah.
hard, but it sounds like you maybe have some old mockups in there that I would
Hmm.
imagine might be contributing to some of the feedback you might be getting.
Yeah.
This is hard. We can't keep our mockups up to date when there's a new iPhone every year. Um, Listen, I've got some old mockups in there too. Just every time you go out there, also try to diversify your mockups a little bit. Um, did you have you taken HSC 542 yet?
542. Yeah,
Did
it's
you
done.
do did you do the drone app by any chance?
No, 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 no.
No? Okay.
No.
Let me show you what I mean by jazz up your mockups a little bit.
Sure.
If I had to guess what you're doing, you're probably going to some website, whether that's Envato Elements or maybe Adobe Stock or somewhere that you're like downloading these mockups from, and then you're just plopping in a screen,
Oh.
right?
Hmm.
Go make your own mockups, right? This is a UI that I'm designing within a class. I took these photos and I mocked it up.
Oh.
It's that simple. I went to my husband's office and I took these photos and I mocked them up. Mockups. And just like this one little detail of, hey, let me go and take the photo myself makes all the difference. It also allows you to show the image um the device within context. Right?
Hmm.
Even within my class in GIT 540, you heard me say the word context so many times. This is what context is. It's saying, okay, my UI has a video of cows. Let me go and photograph my device in an environment where there are cows,
Oh.
right? Showing that causal relationship. And those are just like the little things that take you from like, oh, this guy's a student to, oh, was this real? Did this guy make this thing?
That's
This
nice.
this doesn't exist. This is not a real thing. This is a prototype. I just happen to have a drone. Actually, no, let me correct that. I bought a drone for this assignment. It's like 400 bucks, which, yeah, that's a lot of money for a student. But fun fact, you can buy things and return them. I kept it because I thought it was cool.
Cool. Yeah.
But my initial plan was I'm going to buy this thing, I'm going to return it, we're going to be great. Right.
Hmm.
I ended up keeping it. But I also used the drone to get these aerial photos that I could then use in my UI. I also got to take photos with this controller, and now
Hmm.
it's a sick ass drone.
That's
Reed,
nice.
I'm not even kidding. I don't fucking own an iPad. I went and I bought an iPad and returned it the same day just to take these photos.
This is crazy. Nice.
But those are like you have to have a little bit of audacity in order to succeed in this industry.
Yeah.
Little bit of audacity is just like, yeah, I went and I bought an iPad and returned it the same day. What did you do? Right? But these are the things that when I go into this classroom and I present this on Tuesday, excuse me, Thursday, everyone's mouth is going to hit the floor,
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
right?
no one can think about this.
But it's that one, and this is where I'm saying, like, treat every class as if it's a real world project, because if you do that, these are the things that a real world project would do.
True.
If you're going into a meeting with your stakeholders and you're trying to sell this UI to them and you want to get it over the finish line, you got to sparkle them a little bit. You got to
Yeah.
get them leaving going, wow, we really need this UI. Even though I know because I designed this thing, this UI is jank as shit. What the hell any of these toggles do, I have no idea. But I'm going to get up there and I'm going to sell it like I do.
Yeah.
Right.
The way you present it, it's way too different. Like seeing a normal screen and seeing in those mockups is way too different. Yeah. See?
It makes it look real. Right.
Yeah.
And I'm not even kidding. This is easy stuff, man. Hang on a sec. Um, let's do that one. There's the base layer. Look, there's even all kinds of dust on that. Right?
Oh, this was the original picture.
Yep. So there's the original. And then what did I do here? Oh, I just duplicated this, the body and the iPad. And then, yeah, I took a moment to select that out. I don't know why all these are there, actually. These should all just be merged. But once I got all of that in place, yeah, I took some time and I retouched the screen, got rid of some of the dust, got rid of some of
Mhm.
the nasty fingerprints up here. So that's gone. And then I just literally dropped the image in there, skewed it over the screen, masked it out. So you can, hang on a sec. Where is it? Why is it not showing up? And I also made it as a smart object so that if for whatever reason I'm like, you know what, this, we need to update this, I can just
Mhm.
drop it on here, hit save. In fact, why don't I do it? Let's go
And
do it.
then it will change automatically.
Yep. So you know how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all there. It's all there.
Mhm.
And then here, oh, this is a fun little detail. Watch right under the finger. Shadows. Right? Like it's that little attention to detail that just makes it so much more realistic.
So,
So if you want my advice about mockup, this is some advanced stuff. I would expect this from a creative director, but that's what I am, right?
okay.
Uh,
I
so
mean, definitely, I will try one.
quality of mockups,
Yeah.
right? Those are quality of the overall project.
Hmm.
The mockups are only one part of it, right? If we go to my portfolio, once again, here, these actually aren't mockups, these are real products.
Yeah. Hmm.
I called this client and I was like, "Hey, we did this project last year and I'd love to photograph it." And they were like, "Yeah, we'll send you some for free." Cool. Now I get to try the product that I designed for,
Oh.
and two, I get to photograph it. And I'm not even kidding. This
Hmm.
photo was taken in my kitchen. That's it. Doesn't take much, but it takes it so much further, right?
Yeah.
And
I
then
mean,
tell me about the project. Don't just show me it. Give me some context.
hmm.
Tell me about the challenge that you tried to overcome. And I swear to God, if I see another portfolio that goes discover, define, ideate, prototype, test, it's like, great. No, you have no idea how this works, right? Tell
Yeah.
me about. I like to say that this industry isn't about the one idea that made it across the finish line. It's about the 20 ideas that are still sitting in the trash can,
Hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
you'll notice that, like, yes, I start TLDR, too long, didn't read, right? Show me what I'm interested in, show me the final product, and then tell me how you got there. So here it's like, okay, we've got the logo figured out, which the logo is not the focus here, right? It's the packaging.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, where did they start? This was what they gave me. This was their initial product.
Products.
And it's disjointed as hell. Like here you've got one font size and then it goes down real small here. Um, the colors are different. The only thing that's holding this brand together is the fact that there's a logo at the top.
Logo on it. Yeah.
And even here, it's completely inconsistent, right?
Hmm.
So we took a look at that. We identified, okay, there's some inconsistent photography, there's some inconsistent branding. We identified that also, like this one uses a bold font, this one here uses a script font. Younger generations have a hard time reading script. There's all kinds of problems here. So then we went and we did a competitive audit. We looked at what's currently sitting on the shelves in this vitamin and supplement space that kind of comes in a bag, right?
Hmm.
We took thousands of photos, front of pack, back of pack, side of pack, different types of packs. We looked at things in the candy aisle. We looked at things in vitamins and supplements. We were looking at the packaging and how people were solving similar problems that we were solving. And these were sort of the ones that stood out to us. And then from there, it's like, okay, let's try to create a system here that could work from one package to the next to the next.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's create some typography that we can use, something that's consistent that we can use across multiple platforms, packaging, website, print material, whatever. And then let's come up with some options. I don't know about you, but none of those look like this,
Yeah, it's totally
right? I mean, maybe option one's the closest, but it's still
closer.
a little ways away, right?
Mhm.
Okay, well, there it is. These are mockups, believe it or not. These are just Photoshop. Also, this is something nice. I don't know, show yourself doing the work.
Mm.
I think I actually just posted about this on LinkedIn today. The post that I put out today, that's a perfect example of the type of post that I think everyone should be engaged in.
Okay.
And I put out there that as designers, we are very quick to go and critique a logo design,
True.
right? The
Mm.
city of Austin came out with a new logo design. Cracker Barrel, which is like an iconic Americana restaurant, redesigned and then rescinded their design. Um, and we're so quick to go out there and be like, this is a horrible logo, and here's why it does. The balance is off. It's missing its culture. The serifs, where have they gone? Right? Like it's really easy to get a little uppity about
Mm.
our work, and that's fine. It comes from a place of passion. But at the end of the day, I think we've all lost the plot. It's really easy to go out and critique someone else's work. It's a whole lot harder to empathize with them and to say, you know what, there's a person on the other side of this design that probably spent sleepless nights worrying about the next stakeholder meeting and
Mhm.
long hours away from their family. And they were in a meeting room where decisions were being made and stakeholders may not have been happy and
Mhm.
expressing their sentiments around that and gave a strategy and a goal that you have no idea the context of.
True.
And so it's
Yeah.
really easy for us as designers to be like, it's a design. But doing something like this actually kind of puts the human back in the work.
Mm.
And I think that's important to show like, no, there's a person behind this design. And you can show it from several angles.
Angles, yeah.
I just took the flat artwork and sent it to Staples down the street and had them printed on a large format printer. And I grabbed a wax crayon and just posed there while my husband took the photo because I didn't actually want to mark it up. And then you can like sprinkle in some of those cheesy like Envato mock-ups in here.
Mm.
Do that too. This is just a cheap Envato mock-up. But then you can sprinkle in some of these more like high quality. If you're not good with a camera, you're in a program full of people who do photography.
Yeah.
We have a whole photo studio on campus. Find someone, you have no excuse. And then just like make a really good relationship with them for the rest of your career. Um, Things like this just take it to the next level.
True. True.
And
Yeah,
then,
it is. I can see it. Like it gives another level of vibe.
yep. And then like take the single mock-ups and annotate them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Show some of the design decisions that you made. Show a group of things so that you can see a pattern, right? You can pretty quickly make the distinction that this is miles from this.
Yeah.
And you don't need to be a designer to see that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. True.
So all everything that I just like spilled my guts about, that's all written in here.
Yeah.
That's the story component.
Story.
So here's my advice. Your phone does this, but I'm old. So I have a recorder that I keep in my desk.
Okay.
And what I do is when I go to write a case study, I find it so much easier to talk about it because I lived it and I experienced it and I can say all the things that I just said to you. and I can record it and get a transcript back. You can actually, if you want to do it easier, you can just turn on Zoom and
Yeah.
use the recording transcript from Zoom and then take that transcript, drop it into AI and say, take this project and make it, clean it up, make it
Yeah.
better,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And then go back and forth with it a few times until you get it to a point where you like it.
Mm-hmm.
Drop your photos in, save it as a PDF, upload it to AI and say, arrange the content to tell a better story.
Yeah. I
That's how
think
you use AI in a really cool way. Um, anyways, I went on a really long tangent there. Uh,
it's helping me, but
so project quality, all of those things that I just told you, that they all play together. So I would say project quality, storytelling, and communication, that's all in there.
mm-hmm.
I also want to know you're not a damn robot. I want to see a little bit of your personality in there. And I'll be honest, I'm not great at this. But someone who um, is Stefan Bucher. And I encourage anyone to just go and take a moment. Let me find a good one here. Yeah, I think that's a bad one. Not a bad one. It's actually really great. This is a really great case study. I encourage anyone who's designing their portfolio for the first time, go
Mm-hmm.
read one of Stefan's case studies because they are a masterclass in using tone of voice to help implement a little bit of personality, right? These are like master classes in writing. It's great. Um, so personality, I want to know that there's someone behind the screen and that someone isn't just a button pusher. Because I want to hire someone who has thoughts and feelings and can translate those thoughts and feelings into something really cool. Um, Professionalism, this one's sometimes a little difficult to judge, but I think the quality of the project, the way that you write, are there any typos? Is it coherent? Does it use good grammar? Um, I think that all relates to professionalism in some way.
Yeah.
Um, Technical ability, I will admit this is a little bit subjective, but when you look at something and you can see this looks good, um, just intuitively, I don't think it's subjective anymore. Uh, so technical ability is, can I look at the work that you created and tell that you used the right tool for the job? Do you have some like really cool advanced prototyping in there? Is your um I don't know, insert relevance where you see fit, right? Um Design principles, these ones, you took my class.
Yeah.
uh, can I tell that you are using color, hierarchy, balance, alignment, unity, space, all of that good stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then the research and analysis component, this isn't applicable to everyone, so it can get a little bit squishy, but I want to see like, did you do some background work, right?
Okay.
For you as a UX designer, did you I for you as a UX designer, I want to see that you tested the thing that you made and not that you just like sent it out in the world and said good. I want to know that you have some sort of not just intuition, but data that says this is going to work, right?
Yeah.
For someone like a photographer, I want to know that they did some sort of competitive audit that shows here's what brand competitors are doing. Are we going to do something similar? Are we going to totally flip the bill? What are we going to do?
Mm.
Um, and then adaptation of feedback. This is a really hard one. especially for students.
Mm-hmm.
But really, what I'm looking for here is that you didn't design in a bubble, that you didn't just like lock yourself in a dark closet and come out 6 weeks later, like, here's my thing. It's so great. I want to know that you got feedback, whether that's from users, whether that's from stakeholders, ideally both. And I want to see that incorporation of the feedback. I want to see that you had to go and throw something in the trash can,
Okay.
right? I want to see that you didn't just take your first idea and run with it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see that you were challenged by your ideas and that someone else had input in the work that you did.
Mm-hmm.
Because this gives me the biggest window into someone that I'm going to hire than anything else in the portfolio. And if I can see how you adapted to that feedback, because I'm going to tell you what a lot of students do wrong. My
Mm-hmm.
professor told me that this looked like shit and I had to go and change it. Well, that's you just being a curmudgeon about it. And you need to get a little humility and recognize that that professor probably has some years under their belt and they're offering you their wisdom.
Mm. Yeah.
I wouldn't expect someone like you to do that, but it happens. Frankly, even if your work was done for a school project,
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't know that. Your goal is to make everything look like it was designed, look and sound like it was designed in the real world,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
This drone project, do you think I'm going to go out there and be like, this was a school project and I had so much fun doing it? Yay, me. No, I'm going to be like, the client was a drone client, and these were some of the tasks that we had to fill in for them. We needed 3 users. Here's what we built. Have a nice day. Here's some feedback that we got while we did it. I'm actually really struggling with this class because we're doing good. I can confidently say we are producing good work, but we are doing so good that we are actually, and I want to be kind to this professor, but we are surpassing that professor's level of knowledge. We're he is the professor is very knowledgeable in human systems engineering, but not so much in design. So when it comes to this design critique that we need in order to make some really successful designs,
Mm-hmm.
we're stumping him. So we're having to like self-critique and like,
Yeah.
okay, what's the next thing? How can we do 1% better?
Better. Yeah.
And so I'm struggling with that a little bit because I'm the one offering critique on my own work, which is valuable, but not as valuable as getting external critique.
Yeah. True.
Um, so that's that. There's more. Mockups and visuals. This ties back to a little bit of the project quality, but I would put mockups and visuals in its own category. They
Mm-hmm.
contribute to the overall project's quality, but they are their own thing for sure. And then teamwork. Again, this goes back to you not working in a bubble. I not only want to know that you can take feedback and iterate with it, but I also want to know that you can work with other people and that
Simple.
you can use that feedback and incorporate it and explain it to others. That's super, super valuable. So those are all long answers to your very simple question, but those are the things that I tend to look for in a portfolio.
Definitely. I'll keep in mind. I hope. Can you
Yeah,
just send me the recording? Maybe
absolutely. Yeah, I will
while
totally.
working, I'll just have a quick thing and then I'll keep
I
these.
want to get your permission here, but this is actually really relevant to some of my students that are taking 450, 550. Would you mind if I shared this recording with them as well?
Oh, yeah, no worries. Yeah,
Okay,
perfect. Yeah.
cool. It's your meeting, so I want you to know it's a safe space. But at the same time, if you don't want me to share it, I won't share it. But if you're okay with
No,
it,
it's
free.
totally fine. Yeah,
Okay.
it works. Yeah.
Um, I think that this is the secret part,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the part that all of that is great, but none of that would make me make a decision on hiring someone or not. That's all great. That leads to me giving you a call for an interview. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to make a decision to hire someone just based on that alone. The thing that's going to make me hire you
Mm-hmm.
is your personality when I meet you, and your mannerisms and the way that you conduct yourself.
Hmm.
Do you show up to the interview wearing a t-shirt and jeans? Because I'm not hiring that.
Yeah, true.
And I'll be honest, I probably have higher standards than I would say most of the industry.
Okay.
When I go into an interview, I'm full freaking suit, full suit. And I'm not going crazy with the color. I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing black, blue, or gray. That's
Great.
it.
Okay.
Obviously, that's for the men. And since I'm sharing this with others, the
Mm-hmm.
women, be conservative, right? Like high neck dress, skirt, blouse, pantsuit, whatever, that
Hmm.
works. But for men in particular, I there I don't know if this is actually accurate information, but they say that you have the first like 5 seconds to make an impression.
Yeah, true.
And in those 5 seconds, as a hiring manager, and I'm speaking from my experience, but I'm also speaking from, I think, a lot of hiring managers, they're sizing you up. They're trying to see, are you taking this interview seriously, whether it's remote or in person? In those 5 seconds, I'm looking at how's how are you dressed? Like, I'll even look if I can see your belt buckle because your shirt should be tucked in. Is your belt buckle aligned with the seam of your pants? I'm looking at that, being completely honest. I'm looking for, does the buttons going up your shirt align with your belt and the seam of your pants?
Oh, yeah. Makes
Those are
sense.
the attention to detail that I can look at and I can very quickly see this person cares.
Yeah.
And then once I've seen that, I'm then going to go and I'm going to look at, how is their hair? Do they groom themselves? How are their
Mm-hmm.
nails? Do they clean themselves?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Hmm.
I'm also going to look at, if they're wearing glasses, do they have smudges all over their glasses? Right?
Yeah.
Those little things that just show you took time to prepare.
Prepare for the interview. Yeah.
I'm going to shake your hand. I don't want anything too firm, right? I don't want you to like kill me, but I would hope for something that's appropriate. I don't want a little like feather shake, but I
Mm-hmm.
want something that is pleased to meet me,
Mm-hmm. That
right?
shows your confidence as well. That
It
how
does.
well I know. Yeah.
More than even like a graciousness, it is
Mhm.
a confidence thing.
Yeah.
Um, and then even beyond that, like some things to have prepared. I want you to have a printed resume ready for me. Don't count on my shitty corporate inkjet printer to
That.
be there for you when I'm running from another meeting to get to your interview.
Yeah.
Come prepared. Uh, I'm going to look, I would recommend take your laptop with you. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
if you have an opportunity, like before you go in with the big wigs, to like talk to the receptionist, like, hey, I plan to go through my portfolio. Is there any chance that I can get some Wi-Fi? Do you guys have a Wi-Fi password? That kind of thing. Um, that's a good thing to set up before you get into the meeting room.
Mm-hmm.
Have a backup plan. If you don't have Wi-Fi, or
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have Wi-Fi and you can't connect to your hotspot, um, have a PDF ready,
For the portfolio. Yeah.
right? That way you can still walk through some of your projects and not be like, oh, sorry, I don't have Wi-Fi. Can I, what's the password? Right? You don't want to be doing that in a 30-minute meeting.
Yeah. Sure.
30 minutes isn't enough time to tell you my life story, much less connect to your Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, and in that, I'm going to tell you something that happens to me. I'm not even kidding. It happens to me weekly, particularly when I'm at big events. Like
Hmm.
this week I was at Phoenix Design Week.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how many people run up. I've made a name for myself in Phoenix at this point. I cannot tell you how many people run up to me, usually younger students, even grad students, particularly international grad students too. I think you guys are hungry. You guys want jobs. I see that. I
Hmm.
respect that. But I can't tell you how many times a student runs up to me and is like, hi, you're Cameron. I really wanted to meet you. And I know that you own a design agency in Phoenix and I really want to work for you. And I'm like, who are you? I don't even know who you are. um, if you are cold calling like that, take some
Mm-hmm.
time to build some rapport. It's clear you know who I am. It's clear you know my legacy and the work that I do, and you know my studio. I'm glad, but I put in the work so that you would know me, not the
Yeah.
other way around. So you have to take some time to be like, hey, you're Cameron, right? What's your name? Well, my name's Rishi, and I'm a designer. I'm a student at Arizona State University, and I've seen some of the work that you've done, and I really like the project that you did with Cadence. Packaging is something that I'm really passionate about. Um, I wonder if you have a little bit of time to just sit down and talk about the project a little bit. I would bite on something like that just to. I I contract employees. I don't hire
Mm-hmm.
people all the time. I have a
Yeah.
couple, but you don't even know my business, right? If you're running up to me and you're like, "Can I have a job?" It's like, you don't know how I run my business. I contract everyone 1099. Uh, that's an international student can't apply for that until they have their social security number.
Yeah. True.
So it's those are like little things where it's you're not just casting a net, you're actually fishing.
Hmm.
And I use that analogy a lot where in this industry, it's not enough to just throw out a net and expect to catch some fish. You have to use the right hook with the right bait and the right line and the right fishing pole to get just the right kind of fish that you want. And then that's not even the hard part. You still have to reel it in,
True.
right?
Yeah.
So, all of that, we have the hardest jobs when it comes to getting a job. We are expected to have way more than any other industry professional.
Mm-hmm.
If you go and apply for a marketing job, it's about enough for you to apply with credentials from a halfway decent college and get a job in marketing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Designers, not so easy.
Not
You
so.
have to have a portfolio, you have to have a killer resume that clears the ATS systems. You have to have charisma and confidence and just the right amount of ego. Not enough ego to be an asshole, but just enough to be confident. And that is a magic mix that I'll be honest, 80% of yeah, 80% of students will probably fail.
Yeah.
And I don't say that to be dark. I say that because I want every single student in this program to get there. I want to see every single student that I teach succeed. And there are jobs out there. I post about them every day,
Yeah.
almost every
Abs-
day.
every day. Yeah.
It just takes time and it takes the desire to want to do that kind of work. It
Hmm.
takes, I've talked to your class about it, that 1% better mentality, right?
Yeah.
That's all it takes. Every single day, ask yourself, how can I be 1% better than yesterday?
Hmm. Yeah. I'm trying to keep up to that.
It's not easy. I'm trying to keep up with it myself, but take it one day at a time, right?
Hmm.
I constantly have to remind myself. You follow me on Instagram, I think, right?
Yeah.
Every day I have some sort of story. Like usually there's a motivational quote in there somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like I have to remind myself pretty often that like I'm not a worthless piece of shit and I can actually do good work.
Good word. Yeah.
We all have imposter syndrome and we all have goals that we want to achieve and we all want to achieve them yesterday. But sometimes we have to look at it and say, I, you don't have to move the goal out. You can still set really ambitious goals.
Mm-hmm.
I told myself I'm going to get a PhD in 3 years, and I'm looking at that right now, and I'm like, 3 years was a little ambitious.
That's good.
But am I going to? Kill myself trying? Probably, but that's my personality. Not everyone has that.
Yeah.
And I can't expect everyone to have it. So take it for what it is. Cool.
Yeah, cool. Thanks.
Anything
Thank you.
else I can help with?
That was all. This was the main thing which I was looking for.
Good. I'm glad I could be helpful.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it'll be now useful to others.
I've kept a deadline for myself that within like 1.5 week from now, like from Sunday, which meant I just need to complete it. And I'm sitting like day night and just completing it. So definitely once it's done, I'll send you for a review. Once I
I
will review it, like all those categories which you have mentioned, and then I'll send you for the second review.
I appreciate that. And I'm gonna this is not a suggestion, this is a direction. Okay. Um if your goal is to get that thing done sometime within the next week or week and a half, I think you said,
Mm-hmm.
you deliberately need to take one day, that's all it is,
Mm-hmm.
to not do anything. Hard stop, not do anything. You need to take a day
Okay.
to shut down your laptop, literally hard power off, and go outside, go touch some grass, as I like to say. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to feel like you lost a whole day of productivity.
Yeah.
And that's going to feel detrimental in this time where you're like, I really need to get this thing done.
Mm-hmm.
That one day of incubation, we've talked about that.
Yeah.
That one day of incubation is going to give you 3 days of productivity, guaranteed, every time. It's that reset that your brain needs. It's like cleaning your room, right? You're stressed,
Yeah.
you're overwhelmed, you need to clean your room and make your bed so that you're not stressed.
Yeah. Makes
It's the
sense.
same thing, but for your brain. You got to clear the clutter out of your brain and you have to go and incubate. That doesn't mean you're not thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
It just means you're taking some space to actually think about and not like click frantically trying to get everything done. Gives you some space to strategize.
Yeah, I think.
That's,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
cannot,
Mm-hmm.
my design process, I tell this to everyone: discover, define, incubate, ideate, prototype, test. And sometimes there's another incubate in there somewhere too. Just depends on how screwed up my brain is.
Yeah, I think it's a wonderful idea.
I'm like I said, that is not a suggestion. That's direction. Uh,
Mm.
go do it because I'm telling you, you're gonna sit back down and you're gonna be like, "Damn, Cameron was right."
Cool.
That's how it works.
Definitely.
Right.
Like 1 or 2 days more, and then I'll do it. So
Yep.
that I'll
You got to
understand.
find the time that works for you.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Mhm. Makes sense.
All right.
Perfect.
You good?
So it was a lovely meeting today.
Good. I'm glad I
Thank
could
you.
help. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
cook dinner
Yeah. Sure.
now.
Thank you for your time.
Have a
Bye.
good
Have a
one.
good
Bye.